Well, shrinkflation, as it's called, is impacting more and more products these days.
Yeah, and not in a good way. Go figure, right? We've all experienced it, whether we know it or not. It's when manufacturers quietly shrink their sizes without lowering the price. You're essentially paying the same price for less.
Yes, and Channel 3 Waterbury Bureau Chief Dennis Valera is breaking down the tactic many companies are using.
Bishop Lionel French sees the impact grocery prices have had on his congregation.
My heart goes out to the people who can't afford to pay the high prices.
He considers himself a shrewd shopper, checking the price and weight to make sure he's getting the most for his money. He's noticed some products getting smaller.
Not only feels like another cause of inflation, but it actually is. Sometimes people just reach for it without considering how much are you getting for the amount of money that you are now paying.
As we deal with the highest inflation in decades, more manufacturers are turning to shrinkflation, shrinking the packages and serving sizes of products, but keeping the prices the same. It's affected chips, cookies, drinks, even toilet paper in the last few months.
Here are some products that have been impacted by shrinkflation. Doritos used to have a 9.75 ounce bag of their chips, but now this one is only 9.25 ounces, about half an ounce less. And then Gatorade used to have 32 ounce bottles, but this one is 4 ounces less at 28 ounces.
It's important to note this isn't a new strategy, but Quinnipiac University's David Cadden says what makes the current situation unique is the amount of brands that are downsizing.
It really is increasing at a significant pace the number of products and the diversity of products that think that they can get away with this.
Cadden says until inflation comes down, we should expect this to spread to a variety of industries.
You may see some respite after the inflationary pressures are eased significantly.
In Waterbury, Dennis Valera, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Silver utensils and ornaments have been discovered in the ancient tombs of Egypt, China, Mesopotamia, Persia, Greece, and more. While highly valued as a decorative status symbol that can double as a store of value, silver's greatest legacy may be its long history as money throughout the ages. And no example stands out more prominently, or tragically, than Rome's silver denarius. The denarius began to see use in the Roman Republic around 211 BC and stood as its currency for 4 full centuries before collapsing due to debasement at the hands of a greedy and over-leveraged government. Silver was the metal of choice when it came to currency, though gold coinage also saw some brief use in the empire. Although the quantity of silver in the denarius stayed above 90% for a large portion of this time, including a decree set forth by Caesar Augustus in 15 BC that all coins should be in the 95 to 98% range, the cost of running an empire eventually caught up with the Romans. Border defense, walls, administration costs, waging war, infrastructure like roads and aqueducts, and that didn't even count the entertainment and food, famously dubbed bread and circuses, used to distract the populace from government corruption and the fact that those denariuses in their satchels weren't quite buying what they used to. The quality of Rome's currency dropped from the aforementioned 95 to 98% silver content in the time of Caesar Augustus down to 74 to 89% in the era of prominent Stoic philosopher and emperor Marcus Aurelius. By the time the mid-3rd century rolled around, the silver contained in the denarius plummeted to as low as 3%, with 45% being the absolute best quality coins available. There was a direct connection between the size of the Roman Empire and the quantity of silver in its coinage, and in 285 AD, Rome had become so vast and unwieldy that it would be split in two by Emperor Diocletian. The empire's rise was truly impressive, and its fall was no less spectacular. A weakened Rome, laid morally and literally bankrupt by rampant corruption and the government's coin minters, was overrun in 476 by Germanic barbarian tribes, including the Huns, Goths, and Vandals.